first live stream that I've done in 2025. We're about 2 weeks into 2025. With the vision of doing one of these a month for the public, if the public wants to take advantage of that. Whether they do or they don't, I'll still do it anyways. I know lots of folks, every time I want to live stream or afterwards, they'll say, I didn't have any questions at the time, but I'm going to write them down and then I'm going to share them during the next live stream. Well, here we are at the next live stream, and we have 0 questions. It's okay, folks. It's just how the ball bounces. It's how the cookie crumbles. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? So I'm going to stop throwing a fit. A lot of illnesses going around, aren't there? A lot. I just got over an illness myself, upper respiratory illness. There's a funny meme that I saw that I'll share with you. Well, I'll describe it to you. Where it shows Clark Kent in Superman. You familiar with that superhero character, Clark Kent in Superman? And the meme said that Clark Kent and Superman are sort of like COVID and the flu. When you see one, you don't see the other. And I also have something cheeky to say about climate change, as some folks are so worried about climate change. Well, think about those words, climate and change. Climate changes all the time. In the long game and in the short game. The weather is different every day. So yeah, there is a such thing as climate change. And overall, climate goes through cycles. Collectively, all of the organic, and we'll call them organic beings on this planet, contribute to that because it's all part of an ecosystem. If you took human beings out of that equation, it really wouldn't make that much of a difference. Not really. If folks are worried about flooding and that the ice caps are melting and the whole world's going to flood. Think about this, folks. If you're worried about that, think about this. If you take a glass, a cup, and you put ice cubes in it and then fill it with water, and it's a cup filled with liquid and ice cubes, when those ice cubes melt, does the cup overflow? No, it doesn't. So it's the same thing here, same principle here. From my perception, all the moisture on Earth doesn't change. It just gets revenued. There is no more or less water here. It's either physically on the ground in the form of snow or liquid, or it goes back up to the clouds and comes back. It's a continual cycle. There is no more or less. Would you consider creating a quiz on correct sentence structure so as to test my knowledge on the subject? Currently, this is my 3rd day in bed with the flu. I have already considered it, Jason. I created a test 2 or 3 years ago, which I have offered to folks in various videos. So the way to apply for that test is to email me and ask, hey, Jason, can I take your correct sentence structure test? Please include your full correct name. And then I will send you out the contract for the test, and we'll go from there. I've had dozens of people take this test. Lots of people out there And this is a good, how you want to say it, marker, like level checker. This is a test that's constructed for those people who have 100% closure on the grammar. That's what it's meant for. Meaning, if you have 100% closure on the grammar, you should be able to complete this test in 10 to 15 minutes. No one has been able to do that thus far. No one. Now, it is a good measuring stick to show where you're at. So if you're interested in that, follow the instructions, email me, and we'll go from there. Maybe I should mention that more often. I haven't been mentioning it in the last few months because I haven't really seen any reason to. But this being a new year, maybe I'll start mentioning it in videos or putting it in the text. Because, maybe some people like a challenge. I remember one summer in Arizona, I had, this is back in 2009, I had what they called the H1N1. And I thought I had taken a hallucinogen. It was in the middle of the day. It was about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was smoking a cigarette. And I was seeing tracers and people were zooming in and out. And I was like, what is going on? And my boss came up to me and was like, what is wrong with you? You got to go to the doctor. So I did. And I think they gave me Tamiflu or something. And I got over it within 24 hours after taking that medication. But I had no idea what was going on. H1N1. It was pretty bad. But that was in the middle of summer also. In Arizona, in Phoenix specifically, well, North Scottsdale specifically, there's a lot of air particles. What they would call pollution, but I would call it dust. So I could see how upper respiratory issues would happen in a place like that. But also, I had just moved there. So that could be also part of what they call valley fever or something. Folks who first move to the Phoenix area seem to develop this condition where it's upper respiratory and flu-like for a while. Everybody gets it once, and then they get over it. I forgot about that. So that might have something to do with it too. So if I could give anyone out there counsel on their health or things to do, definitely grab some, I think it's called sodium ascorbate, which is a powdered form of vitamin C that you can take in very high doses. Like you can take 2,000, 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C and it will not affect your digestive system. Sodium ascorbate, that's vitamin C. Take 2,000 milligrams at least 3 or 4 times a day. And it's like a supercharger for your immune system. Or, eat a lot of oranges. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. Harry-Charles-Rookslow sent 5 pounds. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being here, Harry, and I have to give my man Harry some props here. The man's got cred. The man's got correct sentence structure cred. He's got military cred. He's a stand-up guy. he walks the straight path. He is correct in his performances with regards to how he and I have interacted. He's one of my best students. He's basically one of the few who have actually completed my curriculum, taken the workshops, followed through, and is in the process of actually using this stuff. I don't want to give too much away about his location or anything like that in this live stream because it is public. I'll leave it up to him if he wants to do that. But if you, because he has given me his permission to do this before, if you would need some sort of help as far as the grammar or the foreign vessels in dry dock, and you are not based in the North American area, Harry might be the go-to guy. You can email me at jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com, and I'll put you in touch with him. He's, and I'll say this too, he is the guy, you know, the first guy that I ever certified or endorsed was Ricardo Marseille, because he completed the course also, and he has been in and out of foreign vessels in dry dock with great success using correct sentence structure technology, and he lives his life in that way. Harry's the same way. Harry's the second student that I would endorse publicly and say that they know what they're doing. So in 7+ years, 2 guys that I give my full 100% endorsement to. If Harry had a YouTube channel that had content on it, it would be right there next to Ricardo's on my main page. And by the way, neither Ricardo nor Harry are timid at all. They are not afraid to step up to the plate and take a scenario where it needs to go. Excellent course. Enjoyed every minute of the training. Looking forward to the next phase. 2 thumbs up, Harry. It's an honor to know you, my friend. And that's the thing about these people that, these folks that go through the course and we develop trust count, a friendship is developed. So there's trust there, there's friendship there. And that's like a fringe benefit of this. The folks who get closure on the grammar are really high-level human beings. They really do truly maintain the rule one, rule equal, the balance of the honor and the grace, and the position of the peace and neutrality. Ted Berry combo. Are you interested in learning correct sentence structure? Because if you are, the fastest way that I know to do it is to contact me, jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com, and apply for a workshop, in which case, if you share your correct name with your email and your application, which by applying for a workshop, I just mean you email me and say, hey, Jason, I'm interested in your workshops. What's the next step? And then include your full correct name. I will email you back and offer you a 10 to 15-minute consultation. There are no charges or fees for the consultation. The only investment on your part is your now space, is your time. I'll send you back a schedule possibility, and we'll do a video consultation face-to-face. And then you can ask me whatever you want, and we'll see if this is indeed something that you're prepared and motivated to do. I've been watching videos Well, that's wonderful because there are over 1,000 free videos on this channel. But from my experience, one cannot get 100% closure just by watching the videos, even if all the knowledge is there, which it is. All my correct sentence structure knowledge is in the videos. You can probably get to about 75%. But that remaining 25%, you need to take classes. You need a one-on-one tutor. There's no doubt about it, whether it's me or someone else. Whether it's me or someone else who teaches you, that's completely up to you, of course. But I've never known anyone to get closure on grammar without having a one-on-one tutor. It's sort of like the esoteric schools, you know. If you want to reach the next level in self-development, you need someone to guide you. It's almost impossible to do it by yourself. I couldn't do it by myself. And my tutor, as many of you know, is :Raven-Farhad-Tohidi:. Well, salute to you, Konstantinos. Thank you for sharing your full correct name. You look familiar to me. That name looks familiar to me. Hold up. Oh, no Konstantinos. Okay. My mistake. I guess I have not done a consultation with you. Well, Konstantinos, if you ever decide to get closure on the grammar, if you ever want to learn correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar, feel free to contact me at jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com and apply for a workshop. I will, my friend, my good friend Chris Kalaitsis is your student. Chris Kalaitsis. Okay. Now that name does not look familiar. Let me look that up. Oh. I do have a Christos Nicholas. I do have a Christos Nicholas here. I think this is the same individual. And looks like I did a workshop with him back in 2022. So I did one workshop with Christos, and that was in 2022. That was like what, over 2 years ago. So I don't know where they went from there. They didn't take any other workshops with me. So I have no idea what their knowledge level is, but I hope they're doing well. And if either one of you want to do a workshop, whether Christos wants to continue the workshops or whether you want to start taking workshops, email me. I'm always willing to help those who want to learn this grammar. There's no other teaching program out there with a teacher like yourself. Well, thank you very much. That really, thank you. Much gratitude for that. For this claim, its knowledge of the facts is with this claim of the gratitude, with the sight of the words, with the Tedberry of the comment, with this perception by this claimant, period. By the way, folks, here's a common misconception that I've found over my years of doing this. Folks think that one would need to be able to verbalize correct sentence structure the way I just did. It's not necessary. It's not necessary at all, because it's nearly impossible to syntax verbalizations and sounds. It's just not going to work in that domain. Correct sentence structure is a written domain on a piece of paper. Now, you can speak it if you want to, with the balance of the honor and the grace, but what matters is what's on the paper. That has to be correct. What comes out of your mouth, on the paper, it has to do with volition as well, but volition is very important when you're verbalizing, when you're speaking your auditory conveyances, because you have to speak in a way that your audience or the other contract parties can comprehend. And if you're speaking in correct sentence structure and they don't know correct sentence structure, what's the use? Now you're trying to confuse things. You're purposely confusing people. It'd be like walking into a room where everyone's speaking English and then you start speaking Russian. Why would you do that? You would want to use the language that everyone else is using for the ease of the communication so everybody can be on the same page, the same geometric level playing field. And that's the importance of getting closure on this grammar if you're going to actually use it in a foreign vessel and dry dock. Because what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you walk into a foreign vessel and dry dock in de Estados Unidos, okay, if you walk into a court in the past tense United States, and you are a Spanish speaker, and you don't know any other language except Spanish, what happens? They provide you with a translator because you have to establish knowledge. They have to make sure that you're knowledgeable about what's going on. So they, the court, the judge, whoever, provide a translator to you because you only speak Spanish, you don't speak English. So now they bring in an interpreter to make sure you understand what's going on. It's the same thing with correct sentence structure. When you create the correct sentence structure court on your piece of paper, your document, you are now the interpreter. So when you walk into a foreign vessel in dry dock, if they don't cognize or comprehend what's on your paper, you have to be able to teach it to them. You have to have that level of knowledge to be able to explain it to them. Like Samuel Clemens said, if you can't explain something to a 5-year-old, then you don't have closure on what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So that's how well you have to know this stuff. And that's why I'm saying there are only 2 men that I give my certification to that have knowledge of correct sentence structure to that level to be able to do that. That's : Ricardo : Marseille and : Harry-Charles : Brookslaw. Ooh. All right. We're almost up to 42 minutes. Does anyone know the significance of the number 42? It's actually an answer. Does anybody out there know the significance of the number 42? Anyone? Anyone? 42. Going once. Going twice. All right. Well, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Harry got it. All right. Rest in peace, Douglas Adams. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is the only book out there that has ever made me literally laugh out loud before LOL was a thing, when I read it as a teenager back in the 1980s. So funny. Great book. Great author. And 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Appreciate everybody joining me. I will hopefully go back and edit this into a more cognizable form and publish it, an edited version, to the public. But the full unedited version will be available in the members section of this channel if you want to rewatch it. My second unit was 42 Commando, LOL. Hey, now that's some significance, huh? Myself personally, I don't participate with the concept of coincidence. I personally think that everything happens for a reason. It's just that we don't know what that reason is, maybe. Because we don't, well, I don't possess the capacity to see past the now space position I'm in. I can see behind me, but I can't see in front of me yet. So, but I don't, to me, there's no such thing as coincidence. Something happens, there's a reason for it. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Harry, for the donation. Thank you, everyone who participated. And I hope everyone who said they were going to contact me, I hope you follow through with that, because it's always good to follow through on what you say you're going to do. Peace.